now joined by Vaughn Crowe, who is a managing partner of Newark Venture Partners. Good to see you, Vaughn.
Steve, great to see you.
For those who don't know what Newark Venture Partners is, describe it for everyone.
Steve, again, thank you for having me today. Newark Venture Partners is a seed stage investment firm focused on enterprise software based here in Newark, New Jersey. Started in 2016 under the wonderful leadership of Don Katz and Ray Chambers, Mark Burson, a lot of friends of Newark, RWJ Barnabas, and several others who believed wholeheartedly that Newark has the intellectual capital and the financial prowess to attract early stage companies to our city that will help catalyze the city of Newark by way of creating a technological infrastructure that will support job creation, will generate market rate returns, and do good by our community. So in a nutshell, that's who Newark Venture Partners is, and we're fortunate to have it here.
Sorry for interrupting. So much of what you're talking about in terms of economic development and the technology ecosystem, if you will, is about innovation. To what degree, as we're taping this late in July 2021, has COVID impacted adversely or otherwise this initiative?
Newark Venture Partners, unlike other venture capital funds, not immune from COVID. I personally was affected, but for Newark Venture Partners, we've stayed the course in trying to find and support the best and brightest founders from all backgrounds. And one example of how we've stayed the course deploying capital, a company moved to the city of Newark from the Bay Area. We led their seed stage investment. They saw the infrastructure that Newark brings to the table, doubled down, took our capital, took our guidance, and moved their offices to Newark. We don't expect that to be the case with all of our portfolio companies, but hopefully that's an example that as an outcome from the challenges that we've all dealt with in COVID, there is still hope and opportunity for business to see Newark and to see Newark Venture Partners as an opportunity to call the city home and contribute to the technological infrastructure here in our city.
So let me ask you, for businesses who are startups, right, they're early in their development, how has COVID impacted them? I mean, they don't have the history, they don't have the relationships, et cetera, et cetera. How hard to even survive it?
Difficult to survive, but keep in mind, we're talking about startups in technology. So built into their nature is the need to have some type of innovation, a level of flexibility that shows that we can be nimble and we can figure it out. So yes, again, challenging, Steve, but at the same time, there's that curiosity and that level of interest that exists to suggest, how do we innovate? We've had portfolio companies that started off manufacturing security devices, saw a need to be helpful to educational systems and hospitals to track and monitor COVID, pivoted in the middle of a pandemic to offer services and products to respond to the global pandemic that we were all dealing with. That's what innovation and that's what technology and these creative minds that have come to Newark from all over the country, that's the beauty of being in this industry, is that you have to be flexible, you have to be nimble, and the ability to pivot even during a global pandemic is a strength that we've seen with our founders in our early stage businesses. And we hope to continue to support them such that they can continue to grow and raise money from other investors down the road.
Let me ask you, people talk about hiring shortage. It's funny, you call it is a hiring shortage, a labor shortage. There are jobs, but there are not people to fill, enough of the right people to fill those jobs. To what degree in your work at Venture Partners are you seeing that the labor force is not there to the degree it needs to support the initiatives that you're supporting?
We're investing in early stage businesses, 3 to 5 person employees, founder led, So we're, in all candor, we're a bit immune from those particular challenges. With that said, we have had a few companies in our Fund One portfolio that have grown and have taken office space in other parts of the city, in other parts of the country. And I have not yet heard there being too many challenges in finding labor to support their businesses. But I'm sure that as we reopen our offices and have more direct communication with our portfolio founders, we'll learn of those challenges and we'll do what we can to be supportive.
Well, give me a minute or so on increasing diversity. We have a long-term series called Confronting Racism. Piece of it is increasing diversity. Why is that in terms of gender, race, culture, geographic bias, or people from different geographies, et cetera, et cetera? Why is that important from a business point of view?
So fundamentally, first and foremost, Steve, it's just the right thing to do. And so you start there, and then you take two more steps to say, well, if it's the right thing to do, how can I create value from a different point of view? That point of view coming by way of culture, geography, education, gender, et cetera. There is a direct correlation to the growth and prosperity of a business, with diversity and inclusion being a core focus of what we're all trying to achieve here. So 56% of our portfolio is comprised of founders of color and women. Our investment team, a five-person investment team, 60% of that team is comprised of persons of color and women. And so we are a reflection internally of what we're trying to do externally, and making money, generating market rate returns, and supporting founders from all backgrounds are not mutually exclusive. And I think that we're leading an effort here, and hopefully my peers and colleagues will follow.
Got a few seconds left. I was born and raised and came out of the North Ward of the city of Newark, as you well know. The North End Broadway Boys and Girls Club does not exist anymore, as you know. You came out of a different club.
Grew up in the South Ward of Newark, Hawthorne Avenue, South Ward Boys and Girls Clubs of Newark. Because of challenges, I ended up taking 2 buses from my home on Clinton Place and Hawthorne Avenue over to the Littleton Avenue Club. And the Broadway Boys and Girls Clubs of Newark was my first job. I have an obligation to bring my community along with the success that Newark Venture Partners will achieve. We will make money, we will support founders from all backgrounds, but it's not enough. We have an obligation to support to support our children. And for me, it was personal because I grew up there, and who I've become today, all the good, you can largely attribute that to my family and to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Newark.
And our great mutual friend, Ray Chambers, and his support of the Boys and Girls Club is just, there are no words to describe it.
There's no words to describe one of the greatest humanitarians probably in our country.
Hey, you make the Boys and Girls Clubs proud. You represent quite well. Thank you, Vaughn.
Steve, thank you.
All the best. By the way, there's another, remember the other guy, one other guy, Boys and Girls Club? Oh, Shaquille O'Neal, that's right. Right? I got you. Shaq, listen.
We know of him.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Vaughn. I'm Steve Adubato. We thank you so much for watching, even whether you're in the Boys and Girls Club of Newark or not. We'll see you next time.
I'm very grateful that I'm still here.
That's me and my donor when we went to celebrate our first anniversary.
With a new kidney, I have strength.
They gave me a new lease on life.
I'm still going everywhere and exploring new places.
Nobody thought I was going to be here. Nobody.
And I look forward to getting older with my wife. That's possible now.
We're transforming lives through innovative kidney treatments, living donor programs, and world-renowned care at 2 of New Jersey's premier hospitals.
They gave me my normal life back. It's a blessing.
RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Also brought to you by the Turrell Fund, supporting Reimagine Childcare. Rowan University Institute for Public Policy and Citizenship. The Fidelco Group. Bank of America. RWJ Barnabas Health. Johnson & Johnson. The North Ward Center. United Airlines. And by the Adler Aphasia Center.